What is up, my beautiful tadpoles and fully grown bullfrogs? It is your boy, Flex Froggington, coming at you with more energy than a cricket on a double shot of espresso. Let's hop right into it. Before we start, I am looking at my massive, comically large gallon water jug right now, and I expect you to be looking at yours too. Take a sip. Hydration means smooth skin, lubricated joints, and maximum jumping power. Today, we're going to dive deep into a topic that has confused gym goers for decades. It is time to get ribbed and ripped, but we have to do it with science. I want to talk about a myth that just refuses to croak. The myth of spot reduction. Specifically, the idea that doing 1,000 crunches a day will magically melt away belly fat and reveal a sculpted six-pack. Let me paint a picture for you. We all know someone like this. Maybe it was even you at one point. Let's call him Timmy. Timmy wants to look great for summer. He looks in the mirror, pinches his belly, and says, "I am going to destroy this fat." So what does Timmy do? He hops down onto the yoga mat and starts crunching. 10 crunches, 50 crunches, 100 crunches. Every single day, Timmy is in the gym, staring at the ceiling, violently folding himself in half like a cheap lawn chair. He marks off the days on his calendar. 500 crunches on Monday, 1,000 crunches on Tuesday. But after a whole month of this torture, what happens to Timmy? He looks in the mirror, and the belly is still there. Worse yet, his lower back is absolutely screaming in pain. His posture is ruined, and he is completely exhausted. He gets frustrated, throws his fingerless lifting gloves on the floor, and gives up completely. My friends, Timmy's heart was in the right place, but his science was totally backwards. Do not croak on your fitness journey just because you have bad information. Let's look at the actual anatomy of what is going on here. Your stomach area is made up of layers. Underneath your skin, you have a layer of adipose tissue. That is the scientific term for body fat. It is completely natural, totally normal, and evolutionary speaking. It is an amazing survival mechanism. Your body stores energy in this fat layer just in case you ever have to survive a long winter without any flies to eat. Underneath that layer of fat, you have your abdominal muscles, specifically the rectus abdominis, which are those beautiful little blocks of muscle that make up a six-pack. When you do a crunch, you are activating and strengthening the rectus abdominis. You are building the muscle underneath the fat. That is a good thing. A strong core is essential for leaping, squatting, and living a healthy life. But, and this is a massive pond-sized but, flexing that muscle does absolutely nothing to the layer of fat sitting on top of it. To understand why, we need to talk about the beautiful science of fat loss and thermodynamics. When your body needs energy, it does not just reach into the fat layer directly next to the muscle that is working. That is the core of the spot reduction myth. Your body is a highly complex, interconnected machine. Body fat is stored inside fat cells as something called triglycerides. For your body to use that fat for energy, it has to go through a process called lipolysis. During lipolysis, those triglycerides are broken down into smaller components called free fatty acids and glycerol. These tiny components leave the fat cell and enter your bloodstream. They travel through your blood veins like a rushing river, delivering energy to whatever muscles need it, anywhere in your body. Once the muscle uses those fatty acids for energy, a fascinating chemical reaction happens. The fat is oxidized. Do you know how fat actually leaves your body? You breathe it out. That is right. The byproduct of fat oxidation is carbon dioxide and water. You literally exhale the fat from your lungs as carbon dioxide, and the rest leaves your body as water through sweat or urine. Because the fat has to be broken down and transported through the bloodstream, your body pulls it from everywhere. Think of your body fat like a giant swimming pool. If you take a bucket of water out of the shallow end of the pool, the water level doesn't just drop in the shallow end. The water level of the entire pool drops evenly. So doing 1,000 crunches to burn belly fat is like trying to empty the shallow end of a swimming pool with a teaspoon while a garden hose is still running. It simply does not work. Where you lose fat first and where you lose it last is determined entirely by your genetics. For most guys, the belly and the lower back are the very last places the fat wants to leave. It is the stubborn fat. The body locks it up like a biological bank vault. For women, it is often the hips and thighs. You cannot negotiate with your genetics, and you cannot trick them by doing localized exercises. So if 1,000 crunches won't work, how do we actually burn the fat and reveal those muscles? How do we apply this science to our real everyday lives? Step 1 is the most important rule in the entire fitness kingdom: the caloric deficit. Remember that thermodynamic equation. If you consume fewer calories than your body burns in a day, your body has no choice but to tap into its stored fat for energy. You have to create the deficit, but we don't do this by starving ourselves. We do this by fueling our bodies with nutrient-dense, high-volume whole foods. I am talking about massive, beautiful protein bowls. Load up on dark leafy greens, lean proteins, quinoa, and healthy fats. You want foods that fill up your stomach, give you incredible energy, and keep your calories controlled. Put down the processed sugar and pick up a lily pad salad. When you eat clean, whole foods, you make hitting that caloric deficit feel like an absolute breeze. Step 2 is how you train. Stop wasting an hour on the floor doing crunches. If you want to burn maximum calories and boost your resting metabolic rate, you need to prioritize massive, full-body compound movements. I want to see you doing heavy barbell squats. I want to see deadlifts. I want to see you leaping 15 feet straight up to warm up those quads. Okay, maybe humans can't leap 15 feet, but you get the point. Compound movements recruit multiple large muscle groups at the same time. The more muscle mass you activate, the more energy your body requires. When you build strong legs, a strong back, and a strong chest, you are building a bigger engine. And a bigger engine burns more fuel, even when it is just idling. More muscle means a higher resting metabolic rate, which makes staying in a caloric deficit so much easier. You can still do your crunches, but keep them to 10 or 15 minutes at the end of your workout just to build core strength. Step 3 is recovery and consistency. Drink your water from a comically large jug. Get your 8 hours of sleep. Stress and sleep deprivation elevate a hormone called cortisol, which actually encourages your body to store belly fat. Relax, recover, and let your body do the healing. Fitness is not a frantic sprint to the finish line. It is a beautiful, lifelong journey. It is about consistency. You cannot undo a year of bad habits with 1 week of intense crunching. You have to fall in love with the process, fall in love with eating well, fall in love with getting stronger every day. If you are currently carrying a little extra belly fat, I want you to look in the mirror right now and give yourself some grace. Love yourself exactly where you are, but be excited about where you are going. Your body is an amazing machine capable of incredible transformation, but it operates on science, not magic. Be patient, eat your greens, squat heavy, stay consistent. Eventually, the water level in that swimming pool will drop, and the results will reveal themselves everywhere. That is all for today, my froggy friends. If you learned something new, make sure you smash that like button harder than a heavy deadlift and subscribe to the channel so you never miss a video. Keep jumping high, keep eating clean, and let's hop to it. See you in the next one.